And welcome back to Sin and Finn, the Dugout Decision Show.
And the Toronto Blue Jays lose a series to the Minnesota Twins. The starting pitching, not good. Hitting, not good. Just things we've talked about. Well, we actually did get a lot of hits. It's just we can't drive them in. And that's been a
Yeah.
recurring theme at the start of the season, and it was last year as well at the start of the season. But it's not looking good for the Toronto Blue Jays right now, Aid.
I mean, I thought there was something coming. Like the way we played Friday, I thought we were cooking something up offensively. You look back at the last two games, you look back at Saturday's game and Sunday's game, and I'll admit I saw nothing after the third inning in today's game. You look at Friday night and you're thinking, how is that the same offense that we witnessed on Saturday and Sunday? I mean, we took the last game of the Dodgers series. We take the first game of the Twins series, and I'm thinking, okay, we're brewing something here. Something's clicking. And Eric Lauer gets on the mound Saturday, and Christian was there for that game. And I'll let you speak to that a little bit because that was just dreadful to watch.
Golly, man, it's been a rough week for the Toronto Blue Jays, but also me attending games in person.
Yeah.
So I went to the first Dodgers game with Aiden, and that was horrendous. The earliest I've ever left a Blue Jays game, seventh inning, and then Saturday I was like, Eric Lauer, just please be healthy, just recover from whatever you were going through, and
Nope.
give us some innings here. And boy, did oh my goodness, that third inning where we give
No.
up 7 runs, just abysmal. It just felt like it wasn't going to end, and then it finally did, but we were losing by a lot when it did end. And then from there, we just don't have the offense to combat starting pitching struggles right now. And from there, it's just kind of dead. And then we'll get to this after, but Jesus Sanchez hit a nuke, which kind of like made things a little better just for
Yeah.
staying to watch the rest of the game. But besides that, it was brutal. So we'll start with the series struggles here as we always do when we um, lose a series or get swept. And yeah, as we said, the bats are still dead overall outside of the first game. The first game we scored quite a few runs, and what happened? We were hitting bombs. We were hitting bombs, and
Yeah.
things were going good. And then what do you know? The next two games, and even in the next two games, we had stuff going on the first inning, and that's a recurring thing, recurring theme I saw. So yesterday it was the Dalton Varsho home run. It was Springer got on when he was healthy, and then Dalton Varsho hit a bomb. Awesome, let's go. Let's friggin' win this series against the Twins. And then it was dead after that, completely dead offensively. Same thing today. We had Taj Bradley was all over the place, and this is a
Yeah.
really good starting pitcher, and he was everywhere. Like the location was brutal, wasn't even close to the zone. And then we let him settle in, just like we did with Joe Ryan yesterday. Two very solid starting pitchers, and they just shredded us after that first inning.
I remember watching Taj Bradley in his last start, I think against the Tigers. I'm not sure who he was up against. This guy was pumping 101. Like, I mean, I thought this guy coming in here was just going to crush us. And I think he threw like 110 pitches or something like that today, got through maybe five. Didn't really see any length, as opposed to Ryan, who needed what, like 90
Oh
pitches, something
man.
like that, to get through seven. And we just looked completely dead. Aside from the Varsho home run, there was just nothing going on. But I mean, again, that's kind of the inconsistency you saw with Bradley with the Rays. Like he just kind of never tapped into that full potential. But that's the thing when you have a guy struggling like that, he's not showing that great velo. I remember the first pitch of the game and it was like 94. I'm thinking surely that's something we can jump on, right? No,
We did
this
jump
offense.
on it, just not long enough. So it
I mean, I guess there's nothing we can do over an extended period of the game. There's nothing we can do aside from maybe a good inning here, a good inning there. There's no consistency throughout the lineup. So even when you have a pitcher struggling, we can't take advantage of any of the mistakes. The only one we did was Simeon Woods Richardson, shout out former Jays prospect on Friday. This guy was throwing like 91. And we'll get to some of the standouts later and some of the guys that were crushing Woods Richardson. Well, the guy was throwing 91 and he left a couple cookies over the heart of plate. And we're going to get to a Jays pitcher who did that Friday night as well. When you put cookies over the plate, you got to hit them out. We did it against the guy that throws slow, but when you have these other guys that are expected to be, like when you think of the Twins, Joe Ryan and Taj Bradley are expected to be better than Simeon Woods Richardson. I think that's just a given. When you're facing those guys, you can't just treat it like you're going up against their fourth or fifth pitcher. And that's kind of what we're treating it as. And then we can't catch up and we're not hitting it. So, I mean, the bats are just dead. And then when we get to the next thing, which I mean, dude, like, I can't believe it. Another injury. I mean, I can't believe it. I'm looking at this team and I'm thinking, who else can possibly go down? Well, there is someone else. It's George Springer. I mean, I can't believe it with the toe. Like, seriously, this is such a freak thing. Think of the Alejandro Kirk thing. Freak thing, foul tip into his hand. Like, how do you control that kind of stuff? Cody Ponce running over to first base, tweaks his knee. How do you control that kind of stuff? I look at Jesus Sanchez today, and I will tell you right now, I thought he broke his toe as well. Because I know earlier in the game,
He
the first
might
three
have
games I
like
was
he
watching,
was grimacing like that wasn't
dude,
great, man.
I thought it was over. I remember back to the White Sox series. Varsho fouled one off his leg. Ernie fouled one off his leg. It just seems like it's bound to happen that someone every single series is going to foul the ball off their leg or some body part, and they're going to get injured. And the more that keeps happening, the more we keep losing games. Go figure. The one series we didn't lose any players was what? The A series. And what do? We swept the A's. Pretty much every other series since, there's been some sort of injury or sickness. So I don't know. The baseball gods just hate the Jays right now. We never perform well in April, and I think we just got to chop it up to that at this point.
Yeah, and you may think like the Toronto Blue Jays just cannot hit a ball, and they always can hit a ball. I mean, they went to the World Series last year.
Yeah.
Not entirely true, because they definitely had stretches last year where they weren't humming offensively. And it
Yeah.
really took until what, June, where it was that Rangers series. Bo Bichette hits that home run. Whoa, we can suddenly hit like crazy for the last like 3 months, 4 months.
Yeah.
Like that took a while. And just the one thing that really stops all the development and the progression of these players as the season goes on is injuries. And injuries just suck for that reason
Yeah.
alone. And I said this on the last episode too, but it's not even just how long they're out for. With Alejandro Kirk, he's out 6 to 8 weeks. Cool. And that's when he's healed. And then he's got to go into
Yeah.
rehab. And then he comes up to the big leagues and his timing's not good at the plate. And then it takes him a month
Yeah.
after that to find his timing. Like it's a whole process with this. And with George Springer, big toe fracture. A lot of people thought it was going to be a long time, and I think it was more of a precautionary thing because they said that quite a bit on the broadcast, just where George Springer was going to hit in his next at bat, and they're like, "No, you
No.
fractured your big toe, man. Like
Yeah.
you can't be doing that." So
No.
just protecting George from himself, and it seems like he shouldn't be out for long, and maybe it's just the 10 days, which would be awesome. And we don't see that often where a guy is just out for the minimum of the IL stint. It's usually way longer than that. So, of course, it sucks. Like, Eloy Jimenez is up. Like, like it's a new
Brother.
low.
Oh,
But shout out Ernie. He looked pretty solid batting leadoff
yeah.
tonight. But it's just really hard to lose all these guys to injuries, and they're core pieces to your team. This is George Springer, the guy who
Yeah.
led your team in WAR last year, the guy who was your best player on the team last year. Hurt.
Leadoff.
He's not out long. He's a leadoff hitter. He's not out long either. Alejandro Kirk, the second in WAR last year, and Sportsnet put up a cool graphic showing all the leaders in WAR last year and how most of them are injured. So Alejandro Kirk, second in WAR, out for a long time. And then Addison Barger, a guy who was critical to the team, brought so much power out. And maybe that's another week. Maybe that's another week or two. Like, we don't really know with Addison Barger. He like
Yeah.
sprained both of his ankles. So I don't really know
Crazy.
what the timeline is there. But it's just it's brutal. And like there's so many guys on the injured list. It's just
Yeah.
tough. It's very tough right now. You just got to stay afloat, and then if you stay afloat, you get some guys coming back who will help you out a lot. Like pitching guys coming back. We need it, and that's
Yeah.
going on to our next point here. But we get some more bats back. We get some more arms back. And those are like acquisitions you're trading for, and that's huge
Yeah.
because we need to make a lot of acquisitions right now.
Yeah.
So that just leads us to our next point, which starting pitching was horrible this week. Like we got all the stats here. So starting Friday night, I thought Patrick Corbin set the tone real well. To be honest, I was
Ugh.
kind of in on Patrick Corbin. After the first few batters, I was like, this guy kind of like gives me an Eric Lauer feel. What if we have two like just kind of killer lefties? And I'll get to Eric Lauer, killer lefties, but after that he couldn't locate his cutter and his off-speed pitches, and it was messy. But there were some good points, but a lot more bad points than high points where you could look at potential. So I'll start there with Patrick Corbin.
And just to touch on the team as a whole, because you mentioned all the injuries that we're struggling with. Listen, the injuries we're struggling with, for anyone that's out there listening that's in sort of panic mode right now, all the injuries we're experiencing, all the horrible pitching we're experiencing right now, and the way the bats are looking, this is like the worst brand of baseball I've ever seen in my life. We are watching the 2024 Blue Jays all over again.
No,
And what are
don't
we, like
say it.
six and
Don't say
nine?
that. Don't say
I
that.
know. Okay. So okay, I'll make it a little bit better. We're watching the 2023 Blue Jays, but even
Oh,
worse because the pitching is even worse. So I don't know what do you want to chop it up to. The 2018 Blue Jays? I don't know. The 2019 Blue Jays? It's rough. Point is, we're watching a horrible brand of baseball. This is like Chicago White Sox level of baseball, and go figure we were beat by them. And yet we're still what, 6-9? Something like that. I think that's our record. To think this team is 6-9 the way they're playing, anyone that looks at the way this team is playing baseball would think they're like 2-12. Okay. We're 6-9. That's just one thing I wanted to mention based on the record. A lot of people early in the season, I'll admit, I wanted to do this just earlier today, already start the scoreboard watching. We're at that point already. The way the team is playing, nobody else is doing good in the American League. But aside from that, just looking at the Jays, we're 6-9 playing the worst brand of baseball I have ever seen in my entire life. Okay. So that's the reason that we don't need to panic. Going back to the Patrick Corbin thing, listen, I'll admit I'm the complete opposite of you. I just never thought this guy was going to do anything. I talked about in the last episode. The 5 years this guy had from like 2020 to 2024 with the Nationals was god awful. Like the worst pitcher in Major League. Like that sort of status. That's where we were at with it. Like a 5.5 ERA. Guy was giving up like 40 tanks a year. Credit, had a better year with the Rangers last year. Yes, but it's the stuff. And we're going to get to the stuff thing with Eric Lauer, for example, and even Max Scherzer, quite frankly. Looking at his last start with the Dodgers and even today, it's a stuff thing. Who are the two Jays pitchers right now that are giving us anything, any sort of value? Kevin Gausman, Dylan Cease. They throw above 95 miles an hour. Patrick Corbin came in here and, yeah, a little bit unlucky, gave up those first two singles in the first inning. But when you're throwing 85 right down the middle to Ryan Jeffers and he's launching it 450 feet to left field, yeah, that's a sign that it's not exactly going to work long term. And then who else was it? Brooks Lee. Brooks Lee owned us this weekend. I mean, that guy looked incredible. But 85 is not going to work. And these guys talk about, well, this guy was getting ready in spring training. He was getting ready on the side for a team to call him. It looked great with Dunedin. Yeah, how's it going to work at MLB? We saw Josh Fleming. We saw him try that, and 85 does not work. So we need Trey Savage back here. We need any help we can get, and I quite frankly don't want to see Patrick Corbin pitch again for this team.
Lucas Giolito, blank check. Come to the Toronto Blue Jays, my friend.
Hey, try it.
I don't know.
Try
I
it.
don't know. He seems like he's asking for like $20 million right now. He said he's
Crazy numbers.
holding out
Crazy.
until he gets his number. So I don't really know what's going on there. All that I know is that Patrick Corbin is not there's not much there, and you
Yeah.
just gotta stay alive until you get your guys Trey Savage and Jose Barrios back, and we'll talk about that later. And then Eric Lauer. Eric Lauer, really solid for the Blue Jays last year. Comes into spring training. Talked to Keegan Matheson about this and wanted a starting pitcher role. He did.
Yeah.
He thought he pitched well enough last year, which he did. He
Yeah.
pitched excellent last year to warrant a starting pitching role. Few injuries happen, whatever. Eric Lauer, you get the starting pitching role, and okay, let's see how this goes. The start before this start, he was sick. He was sick, so it's kind of hard to gauge based off that. And then you look at this start and you're like, okay, you think he's healed a little bit, whatever. I'm sitting at the game. Let's go. Let's have a good game here.
Oh,
An aces duel, Joe Ryan versus Eric Lauer. Let's go here. Eric
uh,
Lauer's chucking like 90 mile per hour fastballs, and it's not looking good, man. And
yeah.
whatever, got out of the first two innings fine. And then the third inning from hell happens,
Mm.
and seven earned runs in that inning. And oh man, just just killer, absolutely killer. So
Uh,
the stuff for Eric Lauer, not good at all. It was 90, 91 mile per hour fastballs. When last year it was 93, 94, maybe even touch 95. And this year it hasn't been anything close to that. And who knows? Is that the illness? Is that the flu thing going around? Or is that just Eric Lauer in 2026? He's a bit of an older pitcher. He's been in the league for a long time, as
Yeah,
much as you would like to think he's a newer pitcher because he came from Korea. He's a pretty old guy. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's hard to gauge based off the illness thing, but it was just killer and put our team in a very rough position that and then a guy came in and rescued the day out of the bullpen yesterday. But
yeah.
it's just a real rough outing and kind of ruined the game and lost us the game there.
Again, the way the bats are swinging it right now, you can't give up 7 runs in a single
Yeah.
inning and expect that the offense is going to come back. Which made Friday's game even more surprising, to be honest. As soon as Patrick Gorvin gives up 4 runs, I'm thinking the game's over. Like the way we're playing. So that was surprising to see them come back. But then I think it was sort of expected. We kind of came back to the norm Saturday and Sunday. You can't be doing that. It doesn't matter if it's over 1 inning, 2 innings, 5 innings, whatever. Granted, I was surprised he got through. What did he get through? 5 in the third. I was surprised he did that. I mean, he held it down in the fourth and the fifth. But again, it's a stuff thing. Like I said earlier, listen, I know he was throwing like 87 against the White Sox and he was puking before and after the game. They said on the broadcast that he was the most sick out of anybody. We talked about everyone getting sick on the roster and Sanchez and Scherzer and everyone is sick, whatever. But they said Lauer got it the worst out of anyone and said he lost like 10 pounds in the last week or something. Now, listen, I can imagine that doesn't help for your velo. I can imagine losing 10 pounds and all you can hold down is a smoothie. Probably doesn't help. And he's probably not going to keep throwing 93. He's never a guy that's going to throw 97, 98. Is there really just truly a difference between 89, 90 to 92, 93? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's the difference with Eric Lauer, because I know we said this off pod that I don't know how Eric Lauer threw 5 scoreless innings or whatever he did in extra innings of that 18 inning game in the World Series last year against the greatest lineup I've ever seen in the last like 20 years. I don't know how he did that. Is it just because he was throwing 93 and not 89? Maybe. But the point is, with his velo, even if it is 93 and that's at his peak, he needs to be a command guy, right? Because he's not Dylan Cease. He's not going to pump 100 right by you and then throw a nasty slider at 91. 91, that's Eric Lauer's fastball. Like, so he has to be a command guy. And just like the Patrick Corbin thing, when you're leaving an 82-mile-an-hour changeup right down the middle, yeah, Brooks Lee is probably going to send it 450 feet to left field. So listen, I remember the offseason talking about Eric Lauer, and great guy. A lot of guys called him the MVP at the middle part of last season, and truly, he did save us. I mean, 7 inning outings, 8 inning outings, the guy was carrying us. But it's one of those things that just about the 2025 team as a whole just seemed a little too magical. It seemed a little too magical to think that Eric Lauer, there's probably a reason he went to Korea. Like, let's think of that. There's probably a reason he went to Korea when you're looking coming into the season. And yes, I know he wanted to be a starter, and I would have been fine if he went to the Nationals or something and was their number two, something like that. When you look at the names we have, Shane Bieber, Cody Ponce, whatever, all these guys, Eric Lauer's not meant to be the number three on this team. And that's unfortunately the role he's in right now. So we have to live with it until we get those guys back. And then the last guy, Max Scherzer. Like, again, I turned off the game after the third inning today. I had family stuff to do. Like, I'm just not watching that dude. Like 8 earned runs from Max Scherzer. I thought he looked okay, 94, 95, and then he's putting sliders right down the middle. So it's a command thing, it's a VL thing, and Scherzer just looked awful. Lauer and Scherzer being your 4 and 5 or 3 and 4 right now, that's just not going to cut it going forward.
Yeah, and sure Max Scherzer's fastball was harder. It was 93, 94. Okay, like maybe he's back. Maybe this tendonitis thing isn't anything. The guy couldn't locate any of his off-speed pitches, like
Nothing.
at all. And that was just
Horrible.
a really, really hard watch.
Yeah.
And if you're Brandon Valenzuela behind the plate, I don't really know what you call. I don't know what you call. It's just fastball every time because Max Scherzer could not locate today. And he said after the game, like, this game's on me, whatever, this is my bad. Um, yeah. So it really, really rough outing and just another one where and Sportsnet mentioned this in the broadcast mentioned this where I think every game this series the Blue Jays allowed a 3-run home run, which is
Oh God.
which
Oh,
like what are you
felt
doing?
like it.
Like that's just like a new level of awful. Like it's just really tough. So,
Horrible.
but adding on to that, it's those large innings. It's those like huge explosive innings that we're allowing that are killing us.
Yeah.
Because if we throw it over to our bullpen and let them close the game, we'll probably win the game. Like our bullpen's been just that good, but
Yeah.
it's our starting pitching that is killing us early in the games. And a few episodes back, I was talking about it was the A series, and we were excellent in the first inning. And I still think we've been good in the first inning. It's just like the second and third
Yeah.
inning, like the middle innings that are just killing us. So yeah, it's just those big innings, and hopefully that'll be fixed. And you've got to rely on these guys. Like you can't just work around these guys. Like till you Savage, Barrios, Bieber come back. You're gonna have to rely on like all three of these guys. There's just no other option. Like CJ Van Eyck is throwing gems in AAA, but like he's not gonna cut it. We saw him in spring training. So yeah, it's just tough because there's really no other option right now, and these are your three options. So you just got to stay afloat. You just got to give us some innings. And I think Eric Lauer's capable. I think Max Scherzer's old man. Like that's the only thing. Like
It's
I see
ancient.
guys on Twitter, they're like Max Scherzer might just be done. Like he's just
Yeah.
that old, and it just
Yeah.
makes sense. Like whatever, like tendonitis, thumb stuff. You're like 42 years old, dude. Like it might just be time.
We're pushing it.
And yeah, we're
Yeah.
pushing it right now. And then Patrick Quarterman, I don't know. I don't know what we can get from him. But another guy who's just been like,
Oh.
I really thought I was gonna like this guy. Like he was up there with Jesus Sanchez. Like this guy's gonna be a fun, lovable guy. And the one thing we heard when
Mm.
we acquired this guy was, oh, he's going to be a fan favorite. He's gonna that the fans are going to love him. It's Kaz Okamoto. I hate
Oh.
Kaz Okamoto plate appearances
Oh.
right now. He's going to be awesome. He's going to be super fun to
Mhm.
watch. Whatever. He's going to be super cool. Going to have a bunch of fun sound bites. Whatever. It's really, really hard. And he got an off day yesterday, and it's not a benching. It's not a benching at all. I think it was his first game off,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I didn't even realize. Like that, he's playing a lot of games. So uh, I'm being hard on him because it's very hard to watch on on this Blue Jays team that is not very good right now. And in the two games that he did play in this series, he was 0 for 8
Mm.
with one strikeout. He's cutting down the strikeouts. Okay, he may not be
Hey, there we
hitting
go.
the ball like for hits right now and extra base hits, but he's not striking out. So whatever. It's just still like pretty brutal to watch, and this isn't a good Twins team, and they don't have great pitchers at all, like even at the bullpen. So it just kind of worries me going into the next few series
Yeah.
where the Brewers got a pretty good bullpen, and we're
Yeah.
facing Jacob Mizorowski. Like I don't want to see 102 high fastballs to Kaz Okamoto three times.
Oh.
Like it's just like pretty instant right now. So that's another low. I feel like he's the serious struggles like every time. It's
Oh
just
my
like
God.
really hard for me to watch him right now.
Every time, man. Like it's every time. And I listen, this is another topic, but I know I have this guy on fantasy right now, and I don't know why I haven't gotten rid of him. Like I just look at it every day and it's like two strikeouts, three strikeouts, 0 for 4, 0 for 5. There's just nothing there. And what do we talk about all offseason? What's the difference between him and Murakami, for example, which were the two prized Japanese possessions? Well, one guy's a hit and miss kind of guy, a lot of home runs, a lot of walks, a lot of strikeouts. That's Murakami. Okamoto's supposed to be the 330 hitter with all the contact. And sure, a couple of times he'll shoot a ball 115 to right center, and that looks great, but he's doing that one every like 10 at bats. So, I mean, it's not like we're getting to the point where we're going to demote him to AAA or something or cut him from the team. Obviously, we signed this
We
guy
do
for
not
four.
have that luxury right now. No.
No, obviously. And the way the bats are going, I mean, he looks pretty good next to some of the other guys we're going to get to. And listen, if you think you were hard on him, there's one guy I'm going to be hard on very soon here in this lineup. A lot of the guys are not swinging it right now. So, quite frankly, he looks better than some of the other guys in the lineup. And for a guy, for example, like Vlad, we talk about, I mean, the batting average might be like 300, but the extra base hits are not there. And what is always the problem with him? It's 110-mile-an-hour ground balls or line drives, and he cannot get the ball in the air. Well, Kazuo Okamoto is pretty good at that. I mean, I'm glad he cut down on the strikeouts, but now pretty much every at bat, it's just this. It's just straight in the air every single time. It'll be like an 85-mile-an-hour changeup diving down, and he's just going to lift it like this. That's his bat path. It's just up every single time. I don't know if that's a Japanese thing. Like I look at Shohei Ohtani and I don't know, some of the other Japanese hitters, say a
Let's
Suzuki,
compare him
like
to Shohei Ohtani. Yeah, yeah.
obviously we're not doing that, but if you think of some of the other Japanese hitters, is that just a trend? Like they're very much like uppercut kind of guys. I don't know, Yoshida and Suzuki and some of those other guys in the league. Maybe. I mean, Murakami's not doing great right now. Guys batting like 190, so Okamoto's doing better than that. But it's the pop-up thing. Just like we always talked about with Vlad being a ground ball guy, Okamoto's just popping everything up. So I don't know if he can go to David Popkins, horrible pun right there, and maybe figure something out on the bat path. Maybe figure out, how do we stop doing this? How do we get it a little more leveled? That might help, because he is struggling right now to adjust to low pitches right now. And then when he gets, like you said, 102 top shelf against Mizorowski, I mean, he's going to look even more lost. So figure out the bat path. And again, when we get to some guy that I'm going to hate watch or just want rid of the team or whatever it is, and I did this on the side, pulling up Nathan Lucas's stats on the season: 0.77 batting average, two RBIs in 26 at bats. His OPS is about to drop below his weight. It is currently at 215. I looked at the broadcast today. Nathan Lucas's WRC plus was like negative 30. I didn't even think that was possible. I remember a
I
couple of
didn't.
years ago watching when, like, I think it was Lourdes Gurriel went to the Diamondbacks his first year back in 2023. First couple of weeks, I had like a 2 WRC plus, and I thought the limit was 0. I'm not really a stats guy. I don't know how it works.
I thought
Negative
so too.
30,
That's crazy.
negative 30 WRC plus. I mean, dude, the OPS is a horrible batting average. 215 is a horrible batting average. That's what his OPS is. If I haven't made it already clear in previous podcasts, that I don't want Nathan Lucas on this team, the stats should speak for themselves. I mean, it's just dreadful what we're watching. And yes, there are guys that are not performing on this team. Like we just mentioned, Okamoto not doing a whole lot. Vlad not bringing a lot of power. Addison Barger was doing absolutely zero before he got injured. George Springer, quite frankly, doing nothing. A lot of guys, but I think Nathan Lucas might be the worst of the bunch. And the thing that pisses me off the most, I don't know that this guy's taken a single walk since like last April. I'm not saying this April or last October, last April. This guy swings at everything. It doesn't matter what the pitch is. I don't think he can take a pitch ever, and I don't think he's ever going to take a walk the entire season. I don't know what they do with him, but at this point, it's not playable. The way the team's playing, the team is unwatchable, and Nathan Lucas is unplayable for me right now.
Yeah, like you just don't have the luxury to like not play guys as hard as it is right
I
now.
know.
Nathan Lucas is playing really poorly. It's just chases everywhere. It's whiffs on high fastballs that he used to pepper to left field
Yeah.
last year. That's a good point. Like I don't think he's hit a ball to left field yet, and that used to be a huge thing last
Oh,
year. Like he used to pepper between second and short every time, that little left side of
yeah.
the infield. But haven't seen any of that. So it's been really tough. And I mean, the only fix is you just got to keep playing the guy, and he will hit eventually, but it's just hard right now because it's not working at all. And for all the Twitter GMs out there saying Yohendrick Pinongo should come up and you should DFA Nathan Lucas, like
Oh,
I would rather watch you like Nathan Lucas than Yohendrick Pinongo, and I don't care what he's done in the past 10 games and hit 3 bombs or whatever. No, it's whatever. And I saw what the Blue Jays were doing with the Eloy Jimenez call up from AAA. So I think that was pretty clear there because George Springer won't be gone for long. He'll be gone for what? The minimum 10 days. And then you're going to send Eloy Jimenez right down. So I think at
yeah.
the end of the 10 days, Eloy Jimenez will be DFA'd. Whereas if you brought up Pinango, then that's an option gone already. So I get what they did there, some smart math, and Eloy's been fine. But back to Nathan Lucas, it's just been like really hard, and he has to hit like high in this lineup right now. Like, what is he hitting? Like, he hit second the other day, and he's hitting like fifth right now.
Fifth,
The guy's
yeah.
batting 080, and he's hitting fifth, and it just
He's
looks
got one walk.
embarrassing.
One walk this year. That's
One
it.
walk, one walk. Good for Nathan Lucas.
Like,
So it's just been tough, and it's embarrassing to see on the scoreboard because that's what they put. They put the OPS now, and it's
ugh.
brutal. 7, 6. Like I don't think there's even one at 6. It's like 7, 8, 2. Like it's just it's tough to hide right now. So he'll
Yeah.
figure it out. He's a vet. He's been in the game for a long time and had a fantastic season last year. And that's another point. But uh, it's just. a tough watch right now. So.
Yeah, it's
So
rough.
we didn't even have Nathan Lucas here at the start of the podcast. We just threw him in there, but yeah,
Had to.
that's how bad he's been. So
Yeah.
moving to the good side of things, some serious standouts. In the first game, there was a cool little moment. I thought the broadcast did a good job showing this, and I'm sure they had no clue this was a thing before the game, but they adapted to it. Was I think it was Hector LeBron, the interpreter, put up. Uh, the sign in front of the home run jacket and said, "Dear jacket,
Yeah.
would you please wake me up? We need homers." And what happened? It was two homers off the bat of Dalton Varsho and Brandon Valenzuela that we thought turned the season around. We got momentum. We just beat the Dodgers, whatever. Felt like we just swept them. We lost the series to the Dodgers, and then okay, like this funny sign, whatever. Like this is something here, and then whatever. We lost the series, looked horrible in the last two games, but very cool moment of the series was that cool little sign, and it worked.
Yeah, I mean, I was wondering who actually put up that sign, and that's actually a good point that you mentioned that. I had no idea. Was it just one of the players? Like my first thought is that someone like a Miles Straw maybe just probably put that up because I mean, go figure, Miles Straw, a guy that might hit maybe 2 home runs this year. That would have been funny. But listen, if it's Hector LeBron, give him his props. I don't care who it was, whoever did it, that was much needed. And we'll get to the Valenzuela thing because that was really cool to see him hit his first home run, and what a call by Dan Shulman on that call.
Hmm.
But to see Farsho get going, I mean, that's huge. The guy's hitting
Huge.
two, and I know we talked about all spring training and even end of last year that we don't ever want to see this guy hitting the two spot. But I mean, again, we talk about the way guys are swinging it right now, and majority of them are not doing anything. I mean, listen, what did he go again? 3 for 5 again today. Didn't hit one out of the park, but a couple home runs, 3 for 5 again today. I mean, overall for the series, what was he? 6 for 14. You take that, and it's the extra base hit thing with Dalton Varsho. You know the pop is there. It's just like the Vladdy thing, where again he can scorch the ball so strong and hit the crap out of the ball. But with the Varsho thing, it's more of a pop up thing, like Okamoto. He just keeps popping baseballs up, or he's swinging right over top of them. He didn't do that really this series. I mean, the strikeout numbers were just really not there. The exit velos were finally there. He's finally launching the ball. This is what we need from the guy. In terms of being the team leader in home runs, I mean, maybe the way the team is swinging it, there's still a chance. There's still a
With
chance
like
it might
20
hit.
or 18.
Yeah, I don't know. Because, I mean, listen, I picked Barger, and that's not looking great right now. I think Varsho has a good chance to beat him. But yeah, that's what you need from Dalton Varsho. A little bit more patience, which we weren't seeing earlier in the season. A lot of guys were pressing, a lot of them. Didn't really see that chase as much, putting good swings in front of the ball. And I mean, going forward, Dalton Varsho in the 2 hole, like I guess I kind of dig it. It's the swing and miss thing. When the swing and miss was present in Dalton Varsho's game, he's the last guy you want up in the 2 hole, obviously. But I'm just thinking of other teams that do this. For example, in the leadoff spot or in the 2 spot, like Kyle Schwarber is always the leadoff hitter for the Phillies. I mean, he might put up like 50 home runs in a year, but he's going to strike out like 200 times a year and put up a 190 batting average. That kind of feels like Dalton Varsho. He's not going to put up 50 home runs, but when is his batting average ever over like 220? I don't know, something like that. Look at the power numbers last year, 20 home runs in 70 games, something like that. I think you got to keep riding it. Another guy that's riding a hot hand right now is Davis Schneider. I mean, that guy's looking great right now. Play him every day. I don't care if it's a righty on the mound. He's looking great. But the way it's going right now, obviously, it's obviously a lefty, put Schneider in the 2 spot. But I think for now, you got to ride it with Varsho in the 2 hole. I think it's working in front of Vlad.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a great point. I think Joe Siddle did a great job explaining that on the broadcast today. Our guy Joe Siddle was talking about how Varsho hitting in the 2-hole. I didn't even think of this. Gives him more pitches to hit because Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is behind you, which makes a
True.
whole lot of sense.
True.
And I hadn't really put that together, but yeah, maybe it's a thing. Maybe Dalton Varsho can hit second. And it's always been a good concept. Like I think a power hitter hitting second behind George Springer, a guy who uh, gets on base a decent amount, and maybe we can have some multi run home runs there and things like that. And Dalton Varsho just didn't seem to like the 2-hole that much, just performance wise. He didn't say
Yeah.
anything, but he just kind of sucked in the 2-hole, and we're like, okay, maybe he's like a guy who hits like five, six, seventh, which is okay, sure, like
Yeah.
that's fine. But he killed it. He killed it. And if he can swing it up there, if he can produce, let's go. Let's go. That's
Yeah.
amazing. So
Yeah.
it provides protection for Dalton Varsho having Vladdy there and gives him more pitches to hit. Now the problem is just there's no protection behind Vladdy. And it wasn't like Varsho was hitting cleanup before. It's
Yeah.
Jesus Sanchez there. And we just see, I think Taj had like a four pitch walk today
Yeah.
on Vlad, like and there were multiple times where it just didn't feel that competitive. And that's because you don't have a like Jesus Sanchez has been amazing, super good, way better than we had anticipated. But he's not an Addison Barger. He's not a guy who
No.
will impose fear into the opposing pitcher, and therefore, maybe that's part of the reason why Vlad hasn't been super hot right now. It's just not as many pitches to hit, and that's why he's not doing as much damage. That's why he's not hitting for extra base hits right now.
Yeah.
So it just provides Vlad with less protection, but it also provides Dalton with a lot more protection, which like it's made him produce a lot more. At least that seems like a decent reason why he's been producing. Maybe it's a mechanical change and it just makes me look like a dummy. Just like trying to think of like the protection stuff, but I think it definitely uh has a contribution to what he's been doing right now,
Yeah.
which has been really good. And we needed Dalton to be like super good because
Yeah.
we had high expectations. Unlike other guys, unlike Jesus Sanchez, Dalton Varsho didn't play many games last year, but when he did, he hit super well. Like it was so good. And contract year, he had all these high expectations. Maybe that was weighing on him, and then he just got off to a slow start. If he could pick it up, if he could carry the team a little bit, I know that's Vlad's job. I know he gets paid $500 million to carry the team for 14 years. Dalton Varsho could just swing it like crazy, like he is right now, for a week or two, while while we're trying to get some arms back here.
Yeah.
Like that would be amazing. So. Shout out to Dalton Varsho, really stepped it up this series, although we lost the series. And then the guy who I was just talking about a little bit was Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And all the Twitter guys out there are saying Vlad has a 150 OP, like WRC plus, and he hasn't even started hitting the ball yet. Super cool, actually. Like I think that's crazy that Vlad isn't clicking like
Yeah.
near what he's supposed to or capable of at all, and he's still like a crazy good hitter. So I think Vlad has like a 150 WRC plus right now,
Yeah.
which is cool and all. We were talking about this before the podcast and recording here. Just hit some bombs, please. Hit some extra base hits. We need it. We need it. And
Yeah.
all this pitching stuff, all the starting pitching stuff, all the runs given up. We need Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to carry us right now. This just feels like a time where like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. could just carry us. We get a few wins in a week, and then the
Oh,
guys come
easily.
back and help us
Oh,
out.
easily.
So that's just something we need from Vlad. And I know he's doing good. I know whatever 150 WRC plus, but
Listen. I got the numbers. I got numbers right here. 321 batting average with an 880 OPS, but like you said, the one home run.
it's so good. It's so good. He's been good in that aspect. But as he said in the offseason, just raise the launch angle a little bit. It's a lot
Yeah,
easier
come
said
on.
than done. But sacrificed a few batting average points for a few home runs because the Blue Jays need it. Or we're not hitting with runners in scoring position. Don't hit a single. You're gonna get stranded by Jesus Sanchez and Nathan Lucas. Like it's just hit some bombs for us.
Yeah. And that's been the conversation with Vlad's whole career, right? Like, is he ever going to
Yeah.
replicate that 2021 year? I don't know. I don't know that we're ever really going to expect 40 home runs out of this guy. I know I went crazy in the offseason, said AL MVP, 45 tanks, whatever. Obviously, that's just an over exaggeration. I mean, I'd love to think that he could put up 35 easily. What did he put up last year? Like 23, something like that. I mean, it just seems to go less and less every single year. I know back in like 2023, we thought that was his worst year. He put up like a 750 OPS or whatever, had like 26 tanks, kind of brought it back in 24, was like the only good hitter on the team. And then last year, we're back down to like 23 home runs. How he did it in the playoffs and hit like 8 in 18 games, I don't know. When the lights are bright, this guy shines. And I guess he just doesn't care about April baseball in Toronto. I mean, look at the weather outside. It's going to be raining all next week. And good thing they're in Milwaukee. Maybe that gets him going because they're not going to be in Toronto anymore. I don't know what the forecast looks like in Milwaukee, but I'm hoping it's not raining.
Can't be
Like,
better than Toronto.
it's got to be. I mean, you would think it would have to be. Toronto weather is just horrible this time of year. But when the lights are bright, look at the WBC as well. launched at least 2 or 3 tanks in that, and that was only like 5 or 6 games. Like, can you just do that, please? Like, I know, and I know the conversation of people saying with the WBC, for example, let's keep the music going all game. Let's keep the atmosphere going all game. And fans are just going crazy all game. 162 games in a season. I mean, I'm starting to see why. And listen, I love that idea. I was an advocate for that idea when it was first brought up. When you're living in the moment of the WBC, yeah, you think that's great. But the guys cannot play like that with that level of intensity and energy. Like Junior Caminero, when he hits a tank and takes like 2 minutes to get around the bases, like, come on. He's not going to do that all the time. And like April 25th against the A's or something, like he's not going to do that all the time. So it's the same thing with Vlad. Would I like to see him get going and get that energy going? Because he's a huge vibes guy and a huge energy guy. Yes. But when you look at the performance of the team, and for example, the pitching, when Vlad sees 8 runs go on the board in the second inning, how is he all of a sudden, and the way the sticks are playing and the injuries and all that, he's all of a sudden just going to be so excited to get in the batter's box and let me hit one out of the park here. Like, it doesn't really work like that. This is not, and I know he had a quote after I think it was Saturday's game or Friday's game, something like that, where he said, listen, this isn't the NBA where one guy like LeBron James can put up 50 points and carry the team. Vlad could hit 4 tanks a game, but if they're all solo shots, that's only 4 runs. Like, it's a team sport. And again, even if Vlad puts up 10 runs via 4 home runs in the game, but the pitching staff is giving up 11, you've still lost the game. So Vlad can only do so much. I think as this team starts to click all around, as soon as they start to click pitching wise, defensively, offensively, I think they'll get going. And I think we can admit Jesus Sanchez, this is not a cleanup hitter, like you said. You're missing Alejandro Kirk and Addison Barger. Two guys I want hitting 4 and 5 all the time. Flip flop as much as you want. If you're keeping Varsho in the 2 spot, those are the 4 or 5 guys, not Jesus Sanchez. The potential's there. Yes, he can hit the crap out of the ball, the exit velo, bat speed, all that. But point is, if he gets that going and he's doing that in the 6 or 7 spot, we have a really deep lineup. I would love that. I mean, George Springer, Dalton Varsho, Vlad, put Kirk and Barger 4 or 5, however you like, and Jesus Sanchez is 6. I mean, I like it. You know, you have Ernie at the bottom of the lineup. Andres Jimenez is a scrappy guy. It's a deep lineup. And maybe Tony Taters comes back in August.
Huh.
Something like that. Like, it's a deep lineup is the point. But Jesus Sanchez is not meant to hit cleanup, obviously. He's doing whatever he can at this point. The Dalton Varsho thing, I just want to touch on that real quick. When you're speaking of the value in terms of him going to his walk here, I wonder how teams are going to value him. We're seeing a little bit of struggle with the defense. Like, he's
Oh,
making
it's the
some
arm. He's got no arm, and that's going to be a big like weakness.
exactly.
So
It's exactly what I was going to say. Like, it actually blew my mind seeing a couple times when we were at the game, the Dodgers game. I don't even think this guy can make a throw from center field to second base without bouncing it on a hop. Like, it actually surprises me. They talk
he
about,
was a
like,
catcher, man. He was a catcher.
I know. And I remember Keegan, when he was on the show, goes like pound for pound, Dalton Varshall's the strongest guy on the team. Throw the baseball. Like, I don't know. Like, I look at Addison Barger and we talk about how big that guy is and how strong that guy is. Guy can throw the ball like 103 miles an hour. It's just crazy to me. Maybe it's an arm path thing because you look at Dalton Varsho and it's like this, like it's just very close to his head, and he doesn't really get full extension when he's throwing the ball. Is it that? I don't know, but I'm just curious how teams are going to value him. He's a bit of a chase guy offensively. The defense is kind of looking iffy, like he's making some errors that he just didn't make in years past, and the arm. Like, I'm just trying to think value wise, like, is this guy going to get $100 million?
No,
I I don't
no.
know. Like, that's what I'm thinking. And we're thinking, if we're thinking extension talk, and I don't even know agent wise, is it Scott Boras? Who is he actually with? Because seen all kinds of rumors online. I'm pretty sure it is Scott Boras. Extension is not going to happen during the season, obviously, but even if it happened in the off season, the Jays want to bring this guy back. Like, that's what I'm saying with the $100 million thing. Like, how many years is it? Like, are we willing to go more than like 3, 4 years with this guy? There's a bit of an injury history there. I wonder. I wonder what they do with Dalton Varsho going forward, money wise. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, and we'll see. We're not even a month into the season, so it's
Yeah, yeah,
hard to tell. And
really.
but
Yeah,
based off what we've seen, it's not looking good. And the arm is a huge thing that teams are taking
horrible.
advantage of. And man, you need a guy in center with an arm. And there's times where we just have the worst arms in the outfield. It's Miles Straw in
Oh,
right. It's Dalton Varsho
oh,
in center. It's Nathan Lucas in left, who has an
oh.
okay arm, but altogether abysmal. So
Yeah,
moving on, Braden Valenzuela looked pretty awful at the plate, but he did have a really cool home run. It was a sick home run, and Dan Schulman, as you
yeah.
said, had a very cool. call on it. That was on Friday night, and it was a big home run. I think it was a two-run home run, put us in the lead, and awesome. Thank you. If you can give us some offense, and shout out to his defense, he performed quite
Oh
well
yeah.
defensively and ABS and framing and blocking and all that. So, uh, shout out Valenzuela. You played all three games this weekend. Shout out Tyler Heineman. I hope his back feels better. He said he's battling some back spasms
Yeah.
right now. So, but shout out Valenzuela, a rook coming in, huge home run, and led us to that win on Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm wondering what the Heineman thing. Like, listen, if this guy now goes down, again, he wasn't doing anything, obviously, offensively or quite frankly, defensively as well. But you can't run a Major League Baseball team with one catcher. I don't know. Is CJ Stubbs coming up? Is it like Aaron Parker coming up? Like what?
Heineman will stay, but I think he goes when Kirk comes back is the
Oh
feeling
yeah.
I get. So
I mean, listen, the way it's going right now, Valenzuela and Heidemann are both switch hitting catchers, but one is a lot younger. And again, granted, I mean, yes, he has less experience, but he looks pretty mature for me back there. Honestly, the way they're describing it during the broadcast, the way they're picking up on things, the way he's calling pitches, this guy's not afraid to tap his helmet too, to call a pitch. I mean, that's saying something for a guy that's like a week into his big league career. He's not afraid to go out and talk to Max Scherzer and give him a mound visit and talk him through some things. Like I like the presence of Valenzuela. We talk about the offense. Listen, that home run was great. I don't want to chop this up to just 82 down the middle from Woods Richardson. Like, I mean, that was just a horrible pitch. Yes. I want to give him his credit. I mean, it was a great home run, first major league home run. Absolutely gave us the lead too, like you said, which was huge. But again, we're not going to expect a lot offensively. I think this guy was hitting like 200 in AAA. But you know what? When we talk about that deep lineup, and say we get to August, Kirk is healthy again, and it is Valenzuela instead of Heineman as the backup, that's totally fine. I mean, how many teams really have a great catching tandem offensively, like Will Smith and Dalton Rushing? That's incredible. Like Dalton Rushing never plays, but when he has to play, he's hitting like two tanks a game. I mean, that's amazing. But how many teams can really say they have that? Really, not many. So if that's what Valenzuela is going to do, he looks great behind the plate. Yeah, he had a couple miscues, okay, but Heinemann's had even more miscues. It's going to happen. The guy's a week into his big league career. He's like 25 years old. That's fine. I'm okay with him as the backup catcher, and I am actually glad you mentioned that. That say when it's June or something like that, when Kurt comes back, do they just say to Heineman, "All right, we've run its course. Like we're just not doing this anymore." Like I think we might get to that point, honestly, with Heineman. And if Valenzuela's the backup, I'm okay with that. I think it's good. How about the two Mexican brothers behind the plate, huh? I like
I was
that.
about to say that I think that's a fun duo, and
Yeah.
they'd be locked down for the foreseeable future too, with Kirk's extension, and then
Yeah.
Valenzuela must be under contract for like eight
Oh yeah.
years with all the service time stuff. So
Probably.
I like that. I like that. I think that's fun. And then moving on to the bullpen, which again, another bright spot. Kind of concerning to me how good they've been. Just just kind of funny how good they've been. Like they've been extremely good. Louis Varland looks incredible. Like oh my goodness, Louis
Yep.
Varland looks insanely
Yep.
good. Braden Fisher looks really good. Jeff Hoffman looks really good. It seems like Jeff Hoffman gets 2 to 3 strikeouts like every inning he pitches in. Tyler Rogers looks insane. Like these guys just look way too good right now. And Flu Hardy, they said he was pretty sick too and didn't look great in the
Yeah.
Dodgers series, but uh, awesome. He's a good lefty, and I feel confident now with him as our number one lefty. And we just have way too good of a bullpen. Like right now, I'm just scared because if we start to hit again, if our starting pitching comes back and we get some bats back and everything seems to be good,
Yep.
and then the bullpen just like gives up tanks. Like that would just suck so bad. So I hope
Yeah.
it all syncs up and we just have like a super cool bullpen all year. I think that would be a fun thing as
Yeah.
a team. And looking at some stats here, they allowed one hit Friday from five relievers, five. Like all five of them. And even Joe Mantiply, shout out Joe Mantiply. He's been
Yeah.
super good. Like I saw one of like the leaders in strikeout percentage in the league is Joe Mantiply.
Crazy.
Very small sample size, but I love it. So they didn't allow a run Friday, and then yesterday Spencer Miles, uh, huge outing, and this is like a very sneaky thing that happened in a game that sucked. He gave us 3 2/3 innings yesterday, which is so much. And if Max Scherzer was a competitive pitcher who could like command his off speed, that would have been huge if we had all our
Yeah.
guys today. And he gave us a good outing, and it didn't end up mattering, but I think that could have been a very good thing as well. And even today, I don't even think they allowed a run. Like just super
Yeah.
good. Even here it says six pitchers, three hits, no runs.
Yeah.
Like masterpiece, incredible. So shout out to
Unbelievable.
bullpen.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember I said it on the last pod that if you can have that circle of trust, and this is what's so tough for pitching coaches and managers alike to build that circle of trust in the bullpen. If you can get four, five guys in the circle of trust, that's honestly a luxury. I mean, most teams will be lucky if they get one or two, unless you're the Padres and you got Mason Miller who's going to strike out like
Oh my
200
goodness.
guys a year. That guy looks absolutely nuts right now. And that's the thing. Like, I wonder, is he going to sustain it all year? I mean, the guy looks like he can pump 105 all year. But listen, the way Jeff Hoffman's pitching, he might strike out 100 guys as a reliever this year. I don't know. But building that circle of trust, it's huge. And again, what did I say about Louis Varland? Come back to me in August if Jeff Hoffman's struggling. Listen, man, there might be something there closer wise. I said it. He might have figured something out in the offseason, but not just him. It's all the guys. It's the combination too, which I mentioned last week. That it's the combination of guys we're firing out there. Varland with the hard sinker, Hoffman just as our closer, pumping 98 again with a great splitter, which we love to see. Rogers submariner, Flu Hardy's a lefty that we can
Yeah.
trust. Braden Fisher way over the top. Guy hasn't given up a run all year. Like building that circle of trust. And listen, if Joe Mantiply's going to be thrown into that, cool. I mean, if he's going to strike out like every other batter he faces, throwing 92, okay. Has he gone back to his 2022 form? I don't know. I mean, if he's the lefty, if you would have told me before the year that it's going to be Flu Hardy and Joe Mantiply as the two lefties, I wouldn't have believed you, but that's where we are right now. And you got to ride the hot hand. But building that circle of trust, that might not last. Obviously, there's a good chance that Joe Mantiply is going to have a blow up outing and Josh Fleming esque and Dick Lovelady and all that. But you're building, like I said, those five guys that I mentioned, those are five guys I think you can trust. And I think we can expect come September, say this team is in a winning mode, you can expect those five guys to be there. I mean, Braden Fisher is now being trusted for high leverage innings. I mean, this guy, he was out there for the eighth and the ninth on Friday. Pretty much any of these guys, maybe Mason Fluharty you wouldn't use in the ninth. I would be totally fine if we needed high leverage innings from Braden Fisher, Tyler Rogers, Jeff Hoffman, and Louis Varland. Four guys. I'm okay with them being in high leverage spots. And then you got a guy like Tommy Nance, and I know I've said things in the offseason about Tommy Nance and not throwing that hard. And I mean,
He's
he
looking
looks,
better. He's looking better. So
yeah, he's looking better. But again, when you're talking about that circle of trust, that's not exactly in the same realm, right? With Tommy Nance, look at it in the playoffs last year. Like it didn't make it past the Yankees series, but that's fine. Not every bullpen is going to be eight guys that are just dynamite. If he's that guy that's a little bit of a lesser option than the five that I mentioned, perfect. I mean, he's probably has a low ERA too. Miles with the length, that's what really surprises me. They talked about this on the broadcast that Miles can be a guy that goes 2 innings, 3 innings, cover a lot of pitches. And again, we talked about his minor league career. This guy threw like 15 innings, not 50, which still wouldn't be that much, but not even 50, 15 in like 4 years of being in the minors or something like that. I mean, he must have already thrown what, 8 innings this year or something like that. It's pretty crazy to me. I don't know how his arm is hanging on. What did he figure out in the offseason? And they talked about just in spring training, like 3 weeks ago, he figured out a slider or something like that, some pitch he was working on. This guy just figured out a slider and he's using it against MLB pitchers 3 weeks later, just after his big league debut, and it's working. Like you said, one hit. It's the Minnesota Twins lineup. I know. Okay, let's slow down a little bit. But they got some guys there, like Josh Bell's swinging the bat. He's looking really good this year. Brooks Lee killed us all series. Like Byron Buxton's there, like former All Star Game MVP or something like that. I think they have some guys, and Spencer Miles looked incredible. Credit to him too, covering those innings. Like you said, if Max Scherzer could do anything but just stop giving up meatballs, that would have actually paid dividends today. But going forward, say that happens again in the Brewers series. Say it's a Patrick Corbin start, something like that, and he goes 3 innings, and then you can get three or four from Miles. Huge. What did we talk about with the bullpen? What's the biggest key? Jeff Hoffman was used for like 15 innings in April last year and then fell apart the rest of the way. A lot of these guys are. The only one guy that you can put out there for like 100 innings a year and nothing's going to go wrong is Tyler Rogers. I mean, the guy has an elastic arm. Do whatever, do what you will with Tyler Rogers. But the other guys you have to preserve. Preserve Louis Varland, preserve Jeff Hoffman, preserve Braden Fisher, and then we're great come August or September. So shout out to Spencer Miles covering those innings. Didn't mean anything, meant absolutely nothing for the game, but shout out to him for covering those innings on Saturday.
Yeah, and then you still got Jimmy Garcia. Like it's
Exactly.
supposed to
Yeah.
be, it's going to be an electric bullpen. If
Yeah.
all this holds up, and it won't, this is all unsustainable. They've been
Of course.
incredible,
I
too
know.
incredible. So, uh, like we saw last year in August, the Blue Jays bullpen just forgetting how to pitch. So,
Yeah.
it'll happen. But as of right now, I love it.
Yeah.
It's a fun dynamic between everyone, and uh, Braden Fisher going up, and Tommy Nance having a really good outing today, and all these guys are pitching super well.
Yeah.
And now, like, Blue Jays fans, the next week is going to be hard. Okay, we're facing Milwaukee, and then we face the Red Sox later on, and we'll get to that. But help is coming. Okay, help is coming. It may not be immediate. It may not be Lucas Giolito coming tomorrow, but we got Trey Savage, Jose Barrios going on rehab assignments. Okay, and and you may think, whatever, this is going to take 2 months for them to come back. Rehab assignments are 30 days long, and then they have to make a decision after that. So there you go. That's a little timeline, a little clock started. So Trey's pitched in a few games already with the Dunedin Blue Jays, and he topped out at 96 last time.
Yeah.
Wow. 50% whiff rate. Don't look at the earned runs. Earned runs don't matter in today's game, okay? And
Yep.
then you look at Jose Barrios. Jose started to look good at the end of spring training. Like, okay, do we have Jose Barrios back? And then whatever, he stayed in Puerto Rico, didn't come to opening day, whatever. We forget that. We forget
Yep.
Jose Barrios
Yep.
and family time at the beach, whatever. We forget that.
Yep.
Give us some innings, produce, replace Patrick Corbin, and we will forgive you for all of your misdoings. So he's going on a rehab assignment this week. Supposed to throw 50 pitches. Okay, okay, that's quite a
Yeah.
bit. That's quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's like Spencer Miles territory, but when you put it that way, but that's quite a bit. So he'll require more outings than Trey Savage, who's already pretty close and could use only one outing left in the minor leagues for Trey before he comes up and replaces one of these poor starters right now.
Like again, obviously, I want to say, can we just scrap the Patrick Corbin starting on Thursday, wherever he's going to go, and just put Trey in? Like you said, forget about the earned run stuff. The guy's throwing 96, and again, we know that wipeout splitter that he has. For anyone who forgot last year, go take a look at his highlights in that Yankees game, the first game he started. When I said he should have been game one, the game one started against the Yankees. That splitter is incredible, and when he's topping 96, again, we talked about this all offseason. I think it was a given that they were going to start Savage either in the minors, on the injured list, something that they weren't going to start him with the big league club. It was managing his innings. I don't think there necessarily was an injury there. They're going to come up with whatever they can, a shoulder thing, whatever they said it was, elbow, whatever. When he's pumping 96 and his splitter's looking good, I don't think he's injured. So whatever the timeline is, like you said, 30 days, and they get him back maybe by the end of the month, that's going to be huge. And what you do from that point, he's building up. But is he going to be like a 5, 6 inning guy? I don't know if we don't expect that right away. Maybe he still sticks to like 4 or 5. Whatever innings he's giving you, though, even if it's 2 or 3, surely it's going to be better than Patrick Corbin and Eric Lauer. And then for Barrios as well, listen, when we talked in the offseason, we were thinking, God, this guy's not even going to be in the starting five. I mean, when you think of the guys, Dylan Cease, Kevin Gosman, Shane Bieber, Cody Ponce, Trey Savage, boom, there's a top five. I mean, Cody Ponce just won the KBO MVP. We're thinking he's in there over a guy like Barrios, who's been in the league for like 10 years, mind you. We were thinking that Ponce is going to be in there. Well, again, he goes down. Lauer looks horrible and he's sick. And now you got Patrick Corbin, all that stuff. Point is, given our circumstances now, Barrios is better than what we have on the field currently,
100%.
without a doubt. So that's huge to get him back. I don't even know what the timeline is with Bieber. Like at this point, I don't think we're expecting until like end of May, probably. And whatever innings you get out of Shane Bieber at this point is a luxury. Sucks for him because I mean he's entering a walk year, and I was surprised with the opt-in that he took after last year. Could have secured the bag. I don't know if teams were aware of his injury status. I mean, what is he going to throw? Like 40 innings this year? If he's lucky. I don't
I think
know.
it's a good point
Getting
there that you make. I think you just stole like 13 million from the Toronto Blue Jays, but
I think he might have a bit of a heist right there. But yeah, getting Trey back and Barrios back whenever you do, I think it's obviously expected that Trey is going to be back first of those two, whenever it is. End of April, whenever it is that you get him back, we need it. And Patrick Corbin, we'll see you later. Thank you for participating on the 2026 Toronto Blue Jays. And yeah, like you said, the Lucas Giolito thing, I don't care what money he wants. I still don't really want that guy on the team. Yeah, he was okay with the Red Sox last year, but the strikeout stuff is just not there. Just please get me Trey Savage, okay? And yeah, once you have those guys back, I think we'll be a little bit more comfortable with the rotation because again, you have the two guys at the top that are doing something for you, but basically 3 through 5, you kind of can expect 4 or 5 runs to go up on the board pretty immediately, which is a really tough spot to be in. So huge to get those guys back soon. And then George Springer and Addison Barger in the lineup. I mean, I look at Springer going down. I'm thinking this guy's 36 years old. I mean, this could be rough. It's just a toe, mind you. And I think they were saying if this was the playoffs, he's full go. I mean, he's going to play through it, obviously. And we saw it, which actually I was quick to forget that how he got busted by 97 from Brian Wu, whoever it was on the Mariners in that series. What did he do 2 days later? Hit the second greatest home run in the history of the franchise. So if it was the playoffs, he could probably play through it, but he's 36. Let him take the minimum 10 days because I think that's what they're saying it is. Take the minimum 10, come back, George, whenever you're feeling great. And Addison Barger, I think, might be. There's a chance that he's an even bigger one because you kind of know what you're going to get from Springer, but he's 36. You can expect a little regression. Listen, Barger had like a .5 average or something like that to start out the season. I think he had one hit. He had that one double against the White Sox and then looked dead. I mean, I said it. This guy could probably hit 35 tanks in a full season if he's healthy. So huge to get those guys back at some point when you do, because the lineup we talk about, you don't basically, this is what you have. You don't have your 3 through 5 starters and you don't have your leadoff 4 and 5 hitters. I mean, it's really hard to expect that you're going to compete against major league level pitching and hitting alike. I mean, it's just a tough spot.
And it's hard to pick which one's more important right now. Do you want George Springer and Addison Barger, or do you want Trey Savage and Jose
Good
Barrios?
question. It's
Like,
a good question.
you just really can't pick now. Both is really the only answer,
Yeah.
and hopefully that happens in the next few
Yeah.
weeks here, and we'll see. And uh, like George Springer and Addison Barger's production is like you can't put a number on it, and you'll see
Yeah.
how much we miss them. Just like when we lost Alejandro Kirk and Tyler Heineman came in, and we instantly missed Alejandro Kirk. Like watching a week of Eloy Jimenez at bats is going to be fun, and more than Nathan Lucas at bats. So
Oh,
uh,
man.
that's going to make us miss them a lot more. And then they'll come back next week, and hopefully they just start their season off and
Yeah.
have a great season from there. And then just another news, shout out 2023 legend, 2024 legend
More. Yep.
Justin Turner. He got a job in Mexico. He's not a family guy. He wants to stay in baseball. So signed in Mexico. Shout out Justin Turner. And then let's set our sights on the forecast, looking ahead to the series against the Milwaukee Brewers. In game one is Kevin Gausman versus Jacob Mizorowski. Wow, that'll be fun. Just a lot of
Yeah.
fireworks there. That should be good. Game two, Dylan Cease and Chad Patrick. Chad Patrick is looking incredible. Like you would think by the name, not great name points there, but Chad Patrick is killing it so far with the Milwaukee Brewers. And then you look to the last game here, and it's really the duel of the aces. It's Patrick Corbin versus Brandon Sprout, and man, oh man, it's
Wow.
just
What a
a bit
matchup.
off. So that'll be fun. And to add on to that, they just lost Christian Yelich for an extended period of time today. So now we're kind of even. Now it's kind of the hospital series and see who gets out of it here.
I mean, you look at that first matchup, and I mean, that's kind of scary. That's
Oh
kind
yeah.
of reminding me of the Gosman Yamamoto thing. Two aces going at it, and Kevin Gosman's great, but he just doesn't, again, to talk about the flashy thing, again, he can pump 95, 96, but it's not flashy like these other pitchers where basically he's a two pitch pitcher. He'll throw the occasional slider, but basically it's four seam splitter. He is the ace of the staff right now. I think there's no doubt. And Dylan Cease is obviously pushing that. And at some point, he will eclipse Kevin Gosman because Gosman's simply going to be gone. But right now, it is Gosman, but he's not exactly to the tier of some of these other top teams and their aces because Jacob Mizorowski is just another breed. I mean, this guy can throw 104 if he wants to. I know he did that in the playoffs last year. We talk about guys like, are we ever going to see a guy eclipse 105, 106 like Chapman did a couple years ago? Listen, Mizorowski might be one of those guys. Mason Miller's another one. I don't know. I mean, I know he's a long, lanky guy. He looks like he's 7 foot tall. So I don't like that matchup. The Cease one, I think that's a game you have to take. Like, come on, Dylan Cease against that Brewers lineup. Please give me that one. And I don't even know what I'm expecting the Patrick Corbin start against the Brewers. I don't know. to give the people a little bit of optimism going forward, we have the Diamondbacks after the series, well, the Angels, the Guardians, and the Red Sox. Okay, the Angels again, Jordan Romano's there, okay, and Yusei Kikuchi's there, but just not a great lineup. We know we're going to probably do okay during that series. The Guardians, just
We
not.
just can't say that anymore, though.
I mean, yeah, I know we can't, but when we're talking about a little bit of optimism, surely you would think you're going to do better against the Angels than the Diamondbacks and the Brewers or the Red
You
Sox.
sure hope
Well,
so.
actually,
You sure
now that
hope
I
so.
think about it, the Red Sox are really bad. Like the Red Sox are pretty bad right now. So maybe that's a series we do good. That's what April looks like to close out. Brewers, Diamondbacks, Angels, Guardians, Red Sox. I don't know. When we're making a prediction for the Brewers series, man, the way we're playing, like you said, I'm going 1 out of 3. Honestly, the way we're playing, I don't want to do it, but I'm going 1 out of 3. And the one I'm going to say we take is the Dylan C start. Because I just think the way we're swinging the bats, how are we all of a sudden going to click? I mean, Jacob Mizorowski's going to make Okamoto look absolutely horrible, and Nathan Lucas and all these guys. And then the Brandon Sprout thing, Patrick Corbin. Like, I just see Corbin giving up another 6 runs or something like that, and it's not going to go well. So I'll go 1 out of 3. But again, for a little bit of optimism, we have some easier matchups coming in at the end of April where I think we'll start to get it clicking a little bit.
Yeah, and as much as I don't want to say the exact same thing, I think that's great logic there. I don't think we're going to win the series. Like, I want to be optimistic here. We have so many injuries, though. Like, it's
Yeah.
just we're not swinging the bat at all, and it's going to be very challenging against these arms. And
Yeah.
Mizorowski, electric arm, as you said. Patrick, a lot of success. Brandon Sprout, as much hate I just gave him, putting him on the same tier as Patrick Corbin. He was a top prospect last year as well, and
Yeah.
one of the key pieces in the Freddie Peralta trade. So. I'm going to go 1 of 3 as well and say it's that Cease Patrick game. Jacob Mizorowski might be in the game for a long time, and he's usually not in the game for a long time. It should just the at bats. I don't think we'll be that competitive against him. Brandon Sprout, I could just see him like crushing us. So just one of
Yeah.
the Jays killers, random guy who just has a great game against us, and I don't think we can get much out of Patrick Corbin. So that's just my accurate prediction. I don't like being
Yeah.
this negative, but it's just realistic right now, and it's not a good time to be a Blue Jays fan. A lot of
No.
injuries. Nobody else is dealing with as many injuries as we are, and losing series against bad teams, and they're just straight out bad. And uh, it will get better. I
Yeah.
just don't know if this is the series where all things start to click.
Yeah, and for anyone panicking out there, a bit of a positive spin zone. We're getting all the injuries and the sickness out of the way early. Okay, I
That's
mean
right.
that's one way of looking at it. Surely our guys are going to be healthy for the rest of the year, and then maybe by the end of the season, I don't know, Aaron Judge just I don't know snaps his leg or something, and the Yankees suck.
Okay, okay. No,
I don't know. Point is, we're getting our injuries out of the way because, like you said, it's unbelievable how many we have right now. I've never seen this many guys on the IL. And listen, I don't want to say this, but if Aaron Judge does go down, whatever happens to him, I'll be happy. Okay, because I don't want the Yankees to do well. But listen, it's rough right now. Given the brand of baseball we're playing, and I said this earlier, we are 6-9. Okay, 15 games into the year, 162 games for a reason. It's not panic time. To think we're playing the worst baseball we've ever seen, and we're 6-9, doesn't sound all that bad. And given how some of the other teams are playing as well, not great. Okay, it's not great. So there's a bit of a positive spin zone, but yeah, I mean, by the time we check in with you after the Brewers series, I'm not exactly expecting it to be much better, but maybe they'll surprise us. I don't know. So make sure to like, subscribe, comment your thoughts down below, and we'll check in with you after the Brewers series.